African artists, abusia, or more shows for other African countries. Because of this xenophobia, Afrophobia stuff, or more shows are being cancelled one by one.
And I'm each them. Any share, any visit, bro, nipa bro, share, nipa bro,
and nobody else. What's one sim? Hununkotin, Yamadam, we and Monye. Muja Bibia for last minute.
We needed them. We needed their support.
They were talking about Nigerians, and Komuto, South Africa, just
time now buso and responded. What's actually their command? Adult city. Adiani Nkoya do press conference.
Because the home say no say you Chrome Ghana has say. Untumi hwem obi nwie obi ade unso obi wie obi ade utumi bua no hey am aye chinipa no but honom no unso obi wie obi ade na obi okun obi kura untumi enye den enye ho hwe din na obeye because wonya ka ho se wokobua nipa na the next thing na obi hu say sa nipa na odi sa abone no ono anase ne nkrofo will come after you so
no, what is it with South Africans? South Africans are now protesting that foreigners must come back. In fact, foreigners must stay. You know, one of the key places in South Africa that they
now South Africa for what pump Ghana for catch one day you should go back, you should go back to your country. No, see, Siana what catch the Ghana for now. We ask them for doing that. They are begging them. They should come back. They should come back. This about some no see. This is trending on social media. So once I video for mobile WhatsApp, maybe to your conversation to the news. Now, you would want to know there about Semnosi in the first place. So that would definitely be the first question to be answered. Now, this World Cup has engineered something very significant. Now, that xenophobia when some yet to South Africa. This World Cup ama South Africa for what from another why you cry. Anytime there's any international friendly matches, it brings the spotlight of the various players, the various nations into play. But South Africa no entering an xenophobia when some say before some started. It seems the timing was so bad to a point there. Over time they are supposed to be doing international oil games, which is the World Cup. Now other one in your crowd we say foreigners and other countries what want to Ghana to come back in there. So now nobody is trying to support them. See, any little mistake at South Africa will be people are actually laughing at them. Now more oye humpo crying there. Them Ghana oye Jesse no. See, why is so popular other countries. Now Ghana Jesse number one on international market when it comes to the jerseys. Ghana ni Jesse no number one. But see, South Africa is not the last. Meaning there are a lot of people who see South Africa as now a bad country, another a country which is now a threat which you cannot visit. Now so one kasa woman. Na etim nessa why dem ya no chada aza friend of foreigners wonsa renka bio aza friend of foreigners wonsa renka bi and it also means that your country is not attracted to foreign investment. Now this World Cup in Pokra is a way a man from water for that will advertise one yama, will advertise one man, will advertise one players. Unfortunately South Africa say any little thing be obey no okutiana kasana country no now on a youth for now you know when they know. So Damaza, no, young tutu yanaman beam. It didn't was this is too late because I be before 70. Now, there was this shocking thing in Pokra Waba can someone 1 year why so. About when the Ghana for the day, a bro one, a year when they left and they went. Ghana oil authorities and Ghana government be found one for the water cray. But more thing the Malawi Fubi war South Africa CCR. They try to protest against South African youth. Now South African youth when you want to boom the war. I'm telling you the South African youth will lose it. Now this has become the 10 in the bone of the story. One must see and the contention was because South Africa for Malawi for the catch one day. We are Malawian youth. We are the community of Malawi in South Africa. But South Africa no young and I enjoy Africa man into match the wide function. Say if you are trying to do something, no so look with you and every now and then you are trying to then a day will come, we will show you. There it's either you keep quiet and you stay here because you know one man South Africa. You know money you employ when it be. Not because it be a waba no to me more, but because what the crew. This is becoming so pathetic. It has actually been gathered by Oil Maghreb. Now some of the pictures, some of the TV screens, some of the programs all called was South Africa. Who they are. Man South Africa, why a very big mistake. Telling the countries that they should come back. But more than a video from WhatsApp, you can say all the nitty-gritties nina. Maybe I end up on Abusia, go back.
to your country.
I hate foreigner. I hate Krikamba.
Suck Africa for. Yeah, they suck.
I hate Kwara Kwara. I hate Zai Zai.
Abusia, let's drop the latest update.
I don't like foreigner. Foreigner must go to their country.
After South Africa for a bomb by a man Mexico for share or 2-0 our World Cup. No? I know such a Jacinta and the other people who were saying so they didn't need Africa's help.
We in fact are begging you to support other teams. Because if you don't and you support us, few years from now you'll be reminding us that you supported us at the World Cup.
But there are other people and now they are saying that they needed Africa's help at the World Cup.
Those voices, those Nigerian guys who are all there next to, I wish they were wearing Bafana jerseys supporting us.
See, the support and help from Africans, are very massive. If you are not having it, well, you basically suck.
Needs that. We needed them.
Every African athlete, every African superstar spoke about not supporting South Africa at this World Cup.
We needed them. We needed their support.
They were talking about Nigerians, South Africa, Jesse, Atadia, Shadiko show support was, parking as well. They were wearing Mexico for Atadia. That shows near South Africa for Bilmo, at the bad name, and I'm about to a so what you are from South Africa to suck Africa.
There's memes.
People of African descent and Tabizo are wearing Mexican jerseys, supporting Mexico because of the stupid things we're doing in this country. Some people are doing, some of our.
I saw a video of one South African guy. Basically, the whole South Africa, the shops are is being owned by foreigners because time more foreigners in the free country on other countries, but it's more foreigners free. South Africa, no shops in close signifying say foreigners not taking over all the jobs as and normal South Africans enya.
Matata kwenzakalana emzansi matata buka idorobha livaliwe bafethu yabona ukuthi lihambile izwe matata ukani bafethu no shop is operating today buka ngiyabona ukuthi idorobha sasizethu emzansi bafethu.
Me watching that video, do you know what I see? I'm sure it's a normal the same thing nana me. What I see, and they say, you see, your whole country, the whole block is being run by, other foreign nationals. It's not a good thing for you because you guys can't pay for the rent. You guys can't have the space because you don't have money. You don't want to work. What I say. And then people are, or more other countries, about shops, making sure that there will be things, convenience stores, and some can walk in, buy whatever they want, and then go. And some of these shops, the majority of them, hire to work for them. So if you do a video like this, doing it to kind of showcase the fact that all shops are being owned by foreigners, that also shows the other side of that same assembly. So without foreigners, you guys are nothing. Without foreigners, no shops are being opened for you to go in and buy things and out of. So right now, if you need anything, be close by, now you have to maybe travel very far. And some of the shops you have travel to may not even have what you want. Because if you're a foreigner working in a different person's country, you try as much as possible to work hard to have everything will be bar. As a shop owner, they can get. But as a South African, sometimes, or the national of that country, sometimes, how a foreigner will put you in the work, you won't put in the same work. Italy, Ghana for Italy, juma dem more. Dan say Bianco more Ghana. Ghana, your Ghanaians or Ghana. How am we it's not like difficult or as hard as Abia will be a free to Ghana, Nigeria, but Ghana. You get me?
They're shut down, Buffett. We are telling people we are nothing without them. No ways. Something has to change. Something has to change. The people are angry.
Because some of the videos crowd here, you can see the shops in Biwa. You take care, I think the shop will be crowd from a Ghanaian. Then my South Africa, and he said, now this is yours, manager. And the crazy thing is, now, you have for shops, they are South Africa for now they are crying. They are crying, say, one, they don't have money to restock. Second, they don't have money to pay for rent. And now some of them are asking, say, they should talk to that Jacinta lady, she will know what to do.
Those shops that you closed are now vacant. Go and open businesses. Then they say, we don't have the money for rent. What? Someone said, no, it's too expensive. Another one said, call Jacinta. Jacinta would want no much to go open businesses and hire us.
And I'm like, you dumb bitches. You have no idea what you guys have started. You don't have the money to run the shop, but you want it given to you. So right now, you same South Africans, and most of you don't work, so you don't have money to actually buy normal shop no more. And even if you can buy, one person now will say, right now, you scanner babesha with them, and you sika obi bre scanner wababesha with them. So you misuse it. It happens. And then after misusing the money, what money again will you use to restock? Rent, if rent is due, what money are you going to use to pay for the rent? Light bills, water bills, in the running a business is not just talking, it's a whole lot of work. And you guys don't like working, so how can you kind of take care of Ubi business?
I've never been so embarrassed in my life. But the rent is too much. I don't have money to stock. My favorite one is someone said, we are waiting for the government to give us funding. Which government? Which one?
And there are other videos online of a man for the same South Africans crying to the government, Ramaphosa, crying to him, say, foreigners now akwono. Ano president nko for mumra back. Because guess what? These South Africans were working for those foreigners, were working in the shops of those foreigners. So right now, if the foreigner is no more there, the shop near closing it down. South African is losing a juma.
We are losing our jobs because when they are taking the foreigners away, that's the foreigners who are giving us jobs. Yes. So we won't have jobs.
Are you in the clothing factories here?
Yes, we are in the clothing factories.
So I say that again. Are you saying that when they remove the foreigners, as the government is saying, you are going to be without a job?
Yes, we won't have jobs.
Why is that?
Most of the foreigners are merchants.
Right.
We don't have local merchants.
And in most cases, every shop will be employ at least 1 or 2 or 3 South Africans, some even more, to work in that shop.
Since I started running this shop, I created an opportunity for about 20-something South Africans who are working here in country. You understand? I created the opportunity for about 30-something to 20-something South Africans who are working here recently.
So right now, if the shop closes down, all those people loses their jobs. And that becomes an extra burden on Momo government. Things are feeling like, okay, we are fighting this fight to solve. You're actually fighting this fight to make it worse.
Are you local guys saying that because the government is saying no, there are thousands of workers here?
That is not all. I saw South African Minister of Justice in Ghana terms, Kuritenga. In the same position. That minister was talking about the fact that some South African artists or more shows for other African countries because of this xenophobia, Afrophobia stuff. More shows are being cancelled one by one.
One of the areas that we would have to look at as well, that has come to my attention as well, it's our artists. Majority of South African artists perform on the continent. And many of them are seeing their gigs being cancelled.
You see, the organizers of some of these shows, they don't want to go through that mess. They don't want to start up something and decide it's okay, now we are abandoning this course because the artist is from South Africa. They don't want that. But because of money, because of how delayed the government delayed in a response to this whole mess, that is something they should do to also make sure you guys start feeling it. Because if you live in Africa, you play shows around Africa, and no other organizer in any other African country is booking your services except people within our country, and now say US, Europe, then you are losing money ordinarily in cheap because of this nonsense.
Nigeria has begun repatriating hundreds of its citizens from South Africa.
And when this happened, we've not seen any South African artist to be a kind of talking against this attacks, xenophobia, Afrophobia stuff here, there has not been, I've not seen. Even I saw Reggie Rock asking, say South Africa for that is something the artists, that is something they should do, but nothing. So if Mumu shows are being cancelled, inactions is also part of the reason.
It is South African musicians. I'm a piano here. You did omubaha and we obian can he. Namotetio. So I didn't start in Bekai. I said South Africa. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at the musicians. Okay, you gotta say something.
Because most people, they work for their own selves and as a more to get their own money. Even if the organizer organizes the show, okay, this South African artist, but based on this normal cost, I mean to young cost artist, and eventually the organizer will lose serious amount of money. The artist will be paid amount or so budget, but the organizer loses money, and no one wants to do a business and lose money. What I say, at least if you can foresee, said this will be a loss, you cancel it, and then maybe our book and
one of the areas that we would have to look at as well, that has come to my attention as well, it's our artists. Majority of South African artists perform on the continent, and many of them are seeing their gigs being cancelled.
And East Africa for starting some boycott to show her. Well, that can actually happen. Mobeka ya Benna boy, fan be ban show as I was a fan neda or palm na ya ni kan.
It's clear. Go. Go.
After that show, the next multiple shows are Benna Boy who host to across US you can see because people were not showing up. Over big arena, less than quarter. People were not showing up. Because no one wants to be disgraced like that.
Security, this guy come up from my front. You can go to the back though. You can stay in the front.
And I'm saying Benna Boy, why you when you're sky and then people are about show now or dark rana. As a celebrity, as a superstar, how you talked to that person was bad. Because of that, it really hurts the finances. With you can manage. But at least if you are not performing at those stages now, those money now you've lost that. The same thing that happened to South Africa in this situation. Something similar. Now, my expectation is say, you see, people use World Cup and now big, events to kind of send messages out there. So I was expecting my first match against Mexico, there will be some kind of a messaging from South Africa players to say, okay, we don't support this xenophobia nonsense, and I say, a t-shirt, a flag, something be to kind of put that message out there. None. We didn't see anything. So that shows they also support it. Or FIFA no player is allowed to also do that. And because of that, they want to follow normal or follow. But over American football, Hona or more Bobo say no to racism. Time George Floyd, that was a message saying, black people are being targeted by America, and because of that, to bring awareness to this situation, I'm bowing, I'm, kneeling down to let people know, say, okay, that is something we can't tolerate anymore. I was expecting something similar from South Africa. Maybe if they had won, but initial first match, you set the tone, and the whole Africa will be behind them. But they failed to do that. And because of that, people were like, okay, let's see.
Where are you from?
We're Nigerians, but we live in England.
Nigerian? Yeah. All up in Mexico.
We're Mexico.
Mexicans today, man. Yes. Let's go, Nigeria!
And finally, Ubekaya, Jacinta and the other people want to talk about the fact that they are going to, shut down the country, rebuild the country. Or ministers, penny for cabinet minister, I think. There is not going to be any shutdown.
And as we have indicated before, there's nobody who's going to do a shutdown of this country. And we must be very clear about that.
So some of them, at least, they are thinking. Some of them do not support this xenophobic nonsense, Afrophobia nonsense. Some of them actually want South Africa it to be a loving country for people to visit. But right now, like I said in the last video, tourism is going to take a hit because no one is willing to pay money to come and, be told, they say, go back to your country. We don't know you. We don't want you here. You are here to take our jobs and stuff like that. Because even if you're all called just for maybe 3 days, tourism, and then you meet these people, The ridicule on the is like